Welcome to the Dental Team Podcast. I'm your host, Kiera Dent, and I have this crazy idea that maybe I could combine a doctor and a team member's perspective because let's face it, dentistry can be a challenging profession with those two perspectives. I've been a dental assistant, treatment coordinator, scheduler, biller, office manager, regional manager, practice owner, and I have a team of traveling consultants where we have traveled to over 165 different offices coaching teams. Yep, we don't just understand you, we are you. Our mission is to positively impact the world of dental, and I believe that this podcast is the greatest way I can help elevate teams, grow VIP experiences, reduce stress, and create A-teams. Welcome to the Dental Team Podcast. Hey, Dental Team listeners, this is Kiera, and you guys, I am beyond giddy about the fact that we are having a way for you guys to kick off your 2023 in the most epic way. That's right. I want you guys to go into 2023 with direction, with a plan, and to actually get something done. If you've been looking at that operations manual, it is time, guys. For 3 months, every single week, I'm going to be doing a workshop with you and your team in January to get that operations manual done in 3 months. Guys, this is a value of over $10,000 that I know you're going to freaking love because you're actually going to get it done. So if you want to get your ops manual done in 3 months and kick off your January ultra strong, head on over to thedentaleteam.com/ops manual, and I will see you January 5th for our kickoff. Hello, Dental Team listeners. This is Spiffy, Tiffy, and Katie on the pod. I feel like that's how this one should go. Tiff, welcome to the show today. How are you?
I'm good. I think that is the best intro. And yeah, we are on the pod. We are ready to rock and roll. We're going to do amazing things today.
You better believe we are, because Tiff has a child to pick up from the school, and you all parents know if you got a child waiting for you, you got to rock and roll. So I decided to snag Tiff before she goes and gets her son, because there is a big question around marketing. What do we do? Should we TikTok or not? So Tiff and I decided we'd hop on, give you guys some gems. So Tiff, what's kind of your take in this whole new marketing world? I think it's actually so crazy that a free social network that was created is like full-time jobs for people now. Like, it's such a surreal thing for me. I thought about this the other day. I'm like, holy cow, that ding dang freaking Facebook in college when I'm like, yeah, let me do this, now literally pays people to make these posts, and there's bots and like all this stuff. So I think for some people, it can feel a little overwhelming, exciting, depending upon where you sit on this. But Tiff, what are kind of some thoughts around this marketing and dental practice and what's needed? TikTok, Instagram. I mean, there's so many things. Where do we spend our time, and are they necessary or not?
There's so many things, and it's super relevant right now. I feel like today was like a full-on marketing day, and I think it's because the end of the year is coming, you know, all those pieces trying to get ramped up for next year. And one of the things that keeps coming up, one of the biggest questions I have is social media. Number one, how do we manage posting on there, right? Like, who's doing this? And number two, do we TikTok or not? TikTok keeps coming up. And I'm going to say right now, personal life, like, I don't have a TikTok. I don't know how to TikTok. I am always a couple years behind the scenes on anything. So I'm like barely Instagramming. It's totally fine. My thought process though on social media is to remember that if you're not going full blown marketing on social media to build my brand and build my cosmetic case stand, whatever, right? If you're not this big city, like, we're going to do this solely on social media, keep in mind that your social media platforms are to build exposure for the patients you already have existing in your practice, which means if you're asking for referrals, you're asking for reviews, you've got these things coming about that you're asking your patient base for, it's just keeping you top of mind so that they remember to refer to you, they remember to write you the review. They just think of you in the instances that they need a dentist, right? So putting so much time and effort or paying an entire extra person can be really beneficial, but you need to make sure that you understand what your end goal is and what your game plan is going to be with this person. Getting on TikTok, getting on Instagram or Facebook, that's like the least of your worries. That's neither here nor there, because again, it's just getting some exposure out there. I think that's been my biggest point to all of the marketing conversations that I've had recently, because everybody's like, when do I hop on social? Hop on social now, for freaking sure. Hop on social now, because you need that exposure, and it also helps you populate on Google. But keep in mind, your end goal isn't necessarily, especially for like my common GP practices, it's not, your goal isn't to gain new patients from social media, from Instagram or from TikTok. Like your goal is to gain exposure so that people remember to refer to you when someone needs a dentist. So making that decision, I think realizing that makes making that decision a little bit easier.
100%. And I love that you made it very simple because it's just to stay front of mind. Like, let's think, I almost view, this is going to sound terrible, I view Instagram as kind of like commercials. It's trying to stay top of mind. Like, I know every one of us could say, who is your lawyer? Like, if you get in a car accident, who are you supposed to call? For us, it's like Joey Law. And I can see his freaking face on the billboard because I've seen him so many times. And I think that that's more of what it is of when people think dentist, are they thinking of you because you've been present and relevant, or are they just Googling real quick? That's what we're trying to accomplish with you guys being on there. But also to your point, I think if you are trying to do cosmetic cases, implant cases, full mouth dentures or implants, do a lot of cosmetic work and show that on your Instagram pages, because I think people are now going to Instagram and social media to see what you guys are doing before they want to come to you. So if you are that type of a practice, use it as your showcase. I feel like it's almost your dental portfolio where you can show people what they can become. Like for me, thankfully, I don't want this today. Who knows? But I'm like, if I'm going to go get plastic surgery on my face, I'm going to certainly scroll their page and make sure I like the noses, the eyebrows, the cheekbones of all their patients before I decide to go see them. Similar with smiles. Every dentist, you guys do different shapes of teeth. You do different light. You do different style with your teeth. Patients are going to go look at that if they love you and they want to come to you and you're their style, because at that point you are trying to attract these high-end, high top dollar, different type of cases. Use social media differently for that. But beyond that, it really is just to stay peace of mind. So in that vein, Tiff, if I'm like, okay, I'm going to be peace of mind for people, I want to be there, I want them to think of me as a dentist, how much do they have to post? And who does this in a practice? Because I can hear offices being like, I became a dental assistant because I wanted to suck spit. Like, let's be real. That's what Tiff and I did. Don't worry, guys. We love our dental assistants. And I think it's real funny to say what we can say. But they didn't go to school to be a social media guru. And dentists didn't go to school to be their own marketing agencies, hashtag social media. So where do like people even fit this in? What have you found?
Are you guys sick of trying to figure it out on your own? I know I am. When I'm trying to run a business, sometimes I just think like there's got to be a better way to do this. And so for me, my answer has been to find someone who's done it and does it really, really, really well. Like I'm talking the best of the best of the best. I want someone who's been in my shoes, somebody who understands what I'm going through. When I was looking for the consulting business, I found a coach who literally has run a consulting business. Well, that seems like the perfect fit. So you guys, right now, we have a few spaces open in our Platinum Consulting. That is in the consulting where we actually come to your practice. We help you get systems implemented. We don't just tell you what systems to implement. We actually implement them with you and for you. You guys, it is one of the best investments I've ever made is to hire a coach who understands the business I'm in, who's lived it, who's done it. And that's what we in the Dental team do. We literally physically fly to you. So if you're sick of trying to figure it out on your own, if you just want somebody who understands you, join our Platinum. I'd love to have you. I'd love to have our consulting team come out and see you, be in your office, be with your team, and truly help you get onto the easy path of dentistry. It doesn't have to be hard. So join us in the Platinum. We'd love to have you.
Yeah, I think that's a very valid question. And I think before I forget, I'm going to hit on what you just said about like scrolling the Instagram portfolio, right? 100% agree, because I don't think people are going to websites anymore to see before and after. Surely put them on there because it helps your SEO and like do your blog posts and stuff because that helps your SEO. But people aren't necessarily going to your websites anymore. Now they're going to social media. Think of like, as you were speaking, you're talking like plastic surgeons. I'm even thinking like tattoo artists, right? Like the most simple things, my eyebrows, like who's going to do my lip staining, like all of those things. We're not looking at websites anymore. We're looking at Instagram profiles. So I think that was huge what you just said. And I just want to like emphasize that. Now for the other piece of it, like, who's doing that? That is such a loaded question, right? Because there are people, I have friends who do it, right, for dental practices, who will post your posts on there a couple times a month, right? 2, maybe 4 times a month. It just takes a lot of time for someone not in your practice to make those posts and getting them branded, etc. So you're not getting as many. How many times do you need to post? That changes constantly. The algorithms for social media change more than like you change your style of clothing based on the seasons, right? Like it changes. I feel like it's every other week, it's something different. What I can say, what has been very consistent with any social media platforms that I've seen is that the more you post relevant items or trends, right? Popular things people are paying attention to in the social media world, the more you post things like that, the more you're going to populate on people's feeds consistently, and the farther your reach will go. So having 2 to 4 posts a month that are like, hey, look at this smile. Hey, look what my team did today in the office. Or, hey, happy Valentine's Day. Like, nobody's going to see those. One, they're not typically relevant topics. So like popular relevant topics are typically going to be things that we don't want to talk about. They're going to be politics and things you're seeing on the news, like things that the dental world tries to stay out of. Those are the things that are popular. And if you post a few times a month, might gain some traction. But like, come look at this smile. Like nobody's searching in the Instagram toolbar, smile, right? Or smile more. Like, what are the things that are trending right now? So you can pull up a quick Google search of like what's trending on social or IG or TikTok, whatever. You'll see so many things. You'll see millions, right? So look at that and be like, okay, that's such like a silly video, but how can I turn this silly video into something that stays on this trend, but is on a dental brand? It makes me think of this video I saw years ago of this dentist who took that song, that I Can't Feel My Face song. I can't think of who sings it, but he took that song and is it Bieber?
I don't know. It could be.
I don't know. But he took a glove, right?
No, it's definitely The Weeknd, guys. Don't judge me, all right?
Yeah.
I was like, hold on. I feel like I'm definitely wrong on this.
Google. We're gonna invest in it one day. But he took this he took a glove, right? And he blew this glove up and he literally did the like beat to I Can't Feel My Face on the glove and did the whole thing. And like he was in a dental chair and he had like a hygienist come in with a syringe, right? And it's just this like viral video of this dentist who thought this would be funny if I did this. So it could seem funny, it could seem silly, but if it's a trend and it's going to gain you traction, those are the places where if you're only posting a few times a month, that's how you're going to gain it. If you're just posting like happy holidays, or you're going to do a turkey in a couple weeks because it's Thanksgiving, right? So you do like a Thanksgiving turkey and you're like, enjoy your day off. We won't be here either. But then you're like, why did so many people call us the Wednesday before Thanksgiving? We said on Instagram we were closed. Well, 3 people saw your turkey because you're not posting enough. So that's my rant. I go on a rant. So like, yes, you have to post frequently and often. Who's going to do that? I don't know. Make a rotation, make a schedule. You can schedule posts out. So if you've got a great treatment coordinator or a front office rep, I love the 20-something-year-olds who actually know how to use social media. Because me in my like late 30s, I'm like still trying to figure it out. It's totally fine. But use somebody who loves social media, who understands what the trends are, who can do the research, who can do it quickly, and schedule posts out, get things ready, build a calendar and get it done, or hire someone outside to do it. If you're looking to do more posts and you're looking to gain more traction on social media for cosmetic cases, etc., consider hiring it out.
Amen. And you guys, Tiff used to do Beachbody. She gives herself like no credit for her social media savviness, but she's actually pretty slick on it. And the bottom line is you've got to be there, but do it on topics that people are actually looking for. Think of, would somebody ever share this with their friend? And if not, like they're not going to send your turkey post to a friend. Therefore, no one's looking at it. But yet if you told them how to prevent cavities, I bet you they would probably share with a few people. So thinking of, are you actually adding value? What things could we do that the dental community would actually be interested in? Doctors, you have a lot of knowledge. You don't have to do it. But I agree with you, Tiff, like add value. Think, would somebody actually share this and be relevant and be consistent? So guys, you don't have to be on TikTok. think about what you're trying to be there for. But I think we have hit a day and age where if you want to be relevant for the next 5-ish years, social media is for sure in your future. So if you're on your way out in the next year, you're probably good. You probably don't need any more patience. But if you want to be in the game for the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, social media will be your future. So Tiff, I know it was an epic podcast. That was fun. I really loved it. Thanks for all the tips. I appreciate them.
Of course. Thank you. I loved it. It was fun.
All right, guys, go get social. And if you need help, you need us to help get your team in shape, let us know. If you need us to guide on what things to put in those posts and how to get it into a schedule and make it very easy, email us, hello@thedental-team.com. And as always, thanks for listening, and I'll catch you next time on the Dental Team Podcast.
And that wraps it up for another episode of the Dental Team Podcast. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll talk to you next time.